Hi. So the microphone on my computer isn't working, so I'm gonna have to try to do this all in one take. Um, this week I'm gonna try to do something a little different because I've been here for an entire month now, and I'm just gonna kind of try to teach you what I've learned in the past month with the whole Arab-Israeli conflict and just everything in general. So here we go. We started the week off in Herodium, and Herodium was this burial place built by King Herod, who was appointed by the Romans. The Israelis did not like him very much, but the Romans loved him because he was a really good architect and he was a genius. He built the second temple with the western wall, he built where he was buried, he built a temple in Hebron. He just built a lot of stuff. Then, so we climbed that and we climbed to where he was buried. Then we went to Hebron, and Hebron is a very heavily populated Palestine city. So there's like 400 Jews and then hundreds of Palestinians all around, and the Arabs are not allowed in the Jewish quarter, and Jews are not allowed in the Arab quarter. And it was a really weird feeling walking through there because it was dirty and it smelled, and the Jewish portion was covered in soldiers. There was soldiers everywhere. We went to their base. We had a barbecue with them. And when we were done going to Hebron, we had a conversation in my contemporary politics class. And one of the people said that I don't understand why the Jews don't just move one town over. It would solve the conflict. The Palestinians and Jews would not be fighting in Hebron. But there's two problems with that. One, the temple of Abraham, Rachel, Leah, and Yaakov are buried there in Hebron, and it would have us lose access to that temple, which is really important to us, and we went to go visit it. And also, the same week, we went to the Gush Katif Museum, and there it talked about how the Jews were trying to do that already in Gush Katif. And the Ari, the Prime Minister, got soldiers to physically pull people out of their homes and expel them and send them somewhere else. And instead of fixing anything, the Palestinians just moved in further because they don't want a part of it. They want all of it. And so that's basically the conflict. The conflict is the Palestinians want this to be Palestine, and the Jews don't want to live with Palestinians. It's very complicated because there's the very left-wing side, and they very much want Arabs to take over. They want to control it. And the very, very right-wing side, which is the Jews, want this to be the Holy Land. And some problems that are coming up are that, first of all, yes, the Jews deserve a place to have as their own. They've been through so much. They've been exiled from everywhere. They've been kicked out. And on the other side, the Palestinians were also kicked out of Palestinian, and they can hand their refugee status down to their families, so they are always going to be refugees. But the Palestinians yes, they should be able to live here. This was their home too. And that's a lot of the problem with these two laws, the law of return and the right of return. The law of return means any Jew anywhere in the world is allowed to come to Israel and live here. And the right of return is that the Palestinians are allowed to come back. But the problem is the law of return, the Jews are immediately allowed to come back and they have no problem. And a lot of Palestinians, they can't get citizenship. So they live in this country. They can grow up in this country, and then they leave for a couple years to go to school or something, and they are not allowed back, which is kind of messed up because this is their home. So there's a lot of that going on, and it's just a bad situation. And yes, I feel like they are a threat. The Arabs are a threat. They like to throw rocks. Our Madrahim told us that when he was on guard, they tried to throw a washing machine at him. And when we walk down the street sometimes and you see them, they yell at us for being Jewish. And I believe that a lot of the terrorist things that happen do occur because the Arabs are doing them, and they blow up buses and they do terrible things, but at the same time I believe that they are still a part of this country and that they are still Israeli citizens, and that Israel should take care of them better. They should help clean up the Arab quarters. They should take care of the people. They should let them have the same rights as the Jews. I know that the conflict is probably not going to be solved, at least not in my time. And I know that there's a lot more facts to it than can be told. But I don't think anyone is in the right here. And those are just my observations. These aren't anything, these aren't making someone pick a side, they're just what I think. So, see you next week.